Alright guys, Tony here, and I had forgot to put the recording recording button on for the webinar that I did for the Alpha Sentai members. So I'm going to run through very quickly what we covered, and I'll show you the setup that we had done with Vid Attack Alpha. Before we get into that, there's a couple of big news stories in the SEO world recently. First one is Penguin 4. Basically what Penguin 4 is about is that in real time now Google will adjust sites rankings according to the links, okay? But what's not happening anymore is they're not demoting sites because of poor quality links. They're just not giving them any value at all, okay? This is good news for us because it means that we can continue to do things like we were doing for website ranking, which is completely different from what we do for video ranking. We can be far more aggressive with video ranking. I guess now it means we can be far more aggressive with website ranking as well. Just if Google feels that there's something not right, they just will not count the links, okay? So your site will not get demoted. So we can be a little bit safer, I guess. It is kind of safer again, but it's not going back to 2012 kind of backlinking strategies. Although if you're like me and you're doing sort of SEO where you're prodding and poking about and just trying to see what is working in a small scale so that you can scale it up once you figure out what is working, then you can do that a little bit more aggressively, okay? It just means we can do more of it, which is pretty cool, okay? So lower quality links won't do you any harm, but it could be a waste of time and resources. So what we don't want is, you know, multiple aggressive backlinking from Web 2.0 sites and all that coming straight into your website, okay? The best way to do this is to work with the small first tier, okay? And with the small first tier, and if you've got Alpha Sentai or if you've got Livestream Alpha, what we can do is we can simply use the traffic redirect tool over here. And if I just click on this to edit, you can see what's happening here. You can see that we've got, you know, a link in here, destination link, and that can be going to your blog posts, that can be going to your landing pages and your sales pages, etc. Okay, now if anything goes wrong, all I need to do at that point is change one link, which is the destination link. Okay, so if I have a small first tier, okay, which could be something like 5 YouTube videos in a link wheel, for example, okay, and I have got this link here pointing to it. If I have this link up here, the traffic URL link, then if that is not working or if something negative happens, all I do is come in here, simply change the destination link. That's it. Okay, how easy is that? Just one link you need to take care of, and that is it. So always try and get in the habit of using your traffic redirect tool, and that way we're, you know, hugely safer, for one of a better term, okay? So that's basically the Penguin 4 issues. The next issue that's come up is the outbound links penalty. Now what this means is that if you have a whole bunch of do follow links on your blogs, okay, there's a chance that Google will look at that and think people are buying links, people are paying for links. This is specific probably to people who are buying guest posting and that kind of thing. What we want to avoid there is to have too many no-follow links. What we can do for an instant fix is we can use a tool, a plugin of one of mine called WP Link Control. And what WP Link Control does is it shows you in one dashboard all of your links on your site and all the ones that are do follow or no follow, and you can make any of them no follow in a click, okay? You can make them all no follow if you like in a click, or you can choose to keep some as do follow. Now the rule that I usually use is that any affiliate links like Amazon links, like JVZoo links, that kind of thing, I make those no follow, okay? Anything that I'm sort of linking out to a good piece of content that I feel is relevant to the article or the blog post that I'm writing, I continue to give those people a do follow link, okay? So if I'm like linking out to Matthew Woodward or Brian Dean or something like that, I give them a do follow link, okay? Any affiliate links, any other kind of links like Dropbox links and stuff like that, you make those no follow, okay? This plugin can help you to fix that, okay? So I will put that plugin within the Alpha Sentai membership, but first what we need to do is to be able to get a Google document where people can put in their information for Alpha Sentai, the purchase ID, and we can set you up with the license, okay? Because we need to give you a license for that plugin, and that will solve that issue in a few seconds, okay? Okay, so next that we covered on the webinar was excuse me, and there's a recent video by Brian Dean. Basically what he is saying, if I just click on the link, it will make more sense to you, I guess. Let's just go over there. So what he's saying is a new Google ranking factor, and basically he's saying you must master this for 2016 and beyond. What he's really talking about here is the dwell time on the site, okay? Now this is not absolutely brand new, it's been around for quite a while, but why Brian chose to say it's a new Google ranking factor, I've got no idea unless I missed something inside the video. But these guys, I mean, these are real influencers. People like Brian, he bosses SEO with white hat SEO as well. He's not using backlinking tools and stuff like that. This guy is a pure content marketer, and he does his promotions by getting influencers within the SEO niche to backlink to him, okay, to give him social shares and stuff like that. That's how he dominates all the major SEO keywords, okay? Go and search for on-page SEO, go and search for how to do backlinking. Brian Dean is up there, number 1, number 2, number 3 every single time. Okay, he's not using any spammy tools. He's getting good authority links from having great content that is worth sharing. In other words, he's earning his links, okay? He spends about 20% of the time on content, 80% of the time on promotion to get those high quality links, and it's hard to move him from page 1 once he has got there, okay? That's what he does. So when these people start to talk about things with sort of new ranking factors and stuff like that, whether it's taking them time to get around to that or whether it's taking them time to confirm it, I don't know. But when they start talking about it, then we know for sure we can take it seriously, so we can let them do all the hard work for us, and then we can build our strategies around what they find. But fortunately, we saw this, you know, way back two years ago at least, when we created a tool called Search and Click Commando, okay? Search and Click Commando has been turned into another tool called Vid Attack Alpha, and Vid Attack Alpha takes that strategy even further, because what Vid Attack Alpha does is it increases the retention on blog posts, and it increases the retention on videos. At the same time, what it's doing is it's going to finding those results for that for any piece of content in the top 100 results in Google and in YouTube, okay? And when it finds it, it's going to click through from the search results. This increases rankings as well. Now that in itself will increase rankings, but what you need to do in combination with that is you need to be able to increase the time spent on a video or on a blog post, okay? So we have built that into Vid Attack Alpha, okay? It will find your content in the Google search results. It will click through from the search from a particular keyword or multiple keywords, okay? And this will increase your rankings. But there's a strategy to use this properly, okay? And this is coming from, you know, testing and stuff like that, and results that we've seen in the past. Okay, so this is a run through of that strategy, okay? And we keep it simple. It might seem simple, but it works. And we don't have to complicate it. We want to keep it as simple as possible so we can keep moving forward, you know, as fast as possible as well. So basically it's like this. You create a video, you can either upload or live stream to YouTube. What you want to do is have one link in description to your money URL, whether that's a sales page, whether that's to a bonus page, whether that is to a landing page, a squeeze page, it doesn't matter. You want to have one link in that video description. Okay, the next thing we want to do, step 2, is to post it to your main social media accounts. Now what I do to do that is I have an OnlyWire account where I have set up an RSS feed that when I post a video on my YouTube channel, it automatically gets syndicated over to OnlyWire, which has all my main accounts. It has my main Facebook, my main Twitter, all those main accounts, major accounts that are sort of accounts that I use on a daily basis, and not accounts that I've done for backlinking. Okay, these are real accounts, real social accounts. That will automatically get some sort of traffic, it will get some views, etc. And that way we're able to sort of boost our rankings as well, because we're getting some backlinks to at the same time. So what this means is that we can make things look real. Okay, so we upload a video, we get some instant traffic. That happens quite a lot, and this gives us an opportunity where we can increase the views at that point when a video is just uploaded or just live streamed into YouTube. Okay, that's when videos will normally get the most attention, okay, most views, etc. Now what we can do to make sure that we're ranking is we can run social bookmarks from, you know, some of the alpha tools. We got it in Livestream Alpha, we got it in Vid Attack, Video Send Alpha, etc. We can run 200 bookmarks to that video. That will help it to rank as well. What you must do when you're running the social bookmarks is you must spin the titles and you must spin the description. Okay, keep the description short, just 2 or 3 lines. Make sure it's spun, make sure your title is spun. Use relevant kind of headlines when you're spinning, and run 200 bookmarks. Okay, that will help it to get some additional backlinks. That will help it to be able to get rankings for different keywords as well. So it's not just one keyword that you're going to be ranking for. The next thing we can do as well, if we still need a boost, is we can do some Web 2.0 embeds. Okay, now with the social bookmarking and the Web 2 embeds, we want to index any successfully posted links immediately. Okay, when it comes to the Web 2 embeds, the next thing we have to do once we have indexed them is we want to run some bookmarks to those as well, and we want to index those bookmark links as well that we used to bookmark the Web 2 embeds. Okay, this is really important because the Web 2 embeds on their own, in my opinion, are not that good unless we're sending backlinks, and the only way that it's going to be good is if we index those backlinks so they can be found. That way we can get those Web 2 embeds indexed. Okay, this is really important. So we bookmark the Web 2 embeds, we index everything, the bookmarks from the bookmarks that are linking to the video, the bookmarks that are linking to the Web 2 embeds, we index them. The Web 2 embeds successfully posted URLs, we index them as well. Okay, and we ping them as well. It's all built in to Livestream Alpha or Video Send Alpha. You can go in there, use the pinger tool, use the indexer tool, and that way you can do it with a couple of clicks of a button. It's really easy. There's no reason not to do it. Okay, just try and get in the habit of best practices for being able to do that. Okay, next we can look at how do we set up Vid Attack Alpha. So during the webinar, I took 3 people from the attendees, from the audience, and I said to them, give me a video URL that you know is ranking in the top 100 search results in Google or YouTube. Okay, Vid Attack Alpha works by searching the first 10 pages of Google and the first 10 pages of YouTube results, search results. Okay, if your video is found there, then it can start driving views to that video. Okay, now what's really important is that we set this up properly. So I'm going to show you the settings that we used on the webinar. Okay, and the settings are here. So I'll go into the video views, and you can see from each of the attendees that gave me details, you can see that I've set stuff up here. So what I'll do is I'll start from the first one, and I'll talk you through what we did. Okay, and you can see the settings for yourself as well. So I'm going to click on the edit button in here, and you can see you've got the customer name is Romo, and he has this keyword phrase, 4 words in his keyword phrase. This is his video URL. This is the keyword here that we are searching Google and YouTube to see, to be able to find it, so that we can get the click through from the search results and we can do the high retention view. Now what I'd suggested we do on the webinar, if I just expand this, was to not do too many views. Okay, we don't have to go and get hundreds and thousands of views for this strategy to work. Okay, what we need is to get high quality views, and that means high retention. So what I've done is I've put a delay in between the viewing, between 2 and 6 minutes. We can even expand that a little bit more. I can do it between sort of 5 and 21 minutes, just to keep that randomness, because this is going to run on a computer in the background even when I'm not there. So I'm not that worried about you know, the speed, how fast it goes through. I'm more concerned that we get the high retention views and we keep it looking as naturally as possible. Now, I'm not using drip feed, I'm not using scheduler, I'm just putting a time delay in minutes. And the most important thing is that I make sure I set the retention rate to watch the video between 89 and 100%. You can see over here 89, over here 100%. What this will do then is it will find in YouTube search results, because he told me it's not ranking in Google, it's ranking in YouTube for this keyword term, but it can get it ranking in Google. So this is a good tool and a good case study to use for this particular piece of content. So what we're doing then is going to find, it's going to search on YouTube the first 10 pages, the first 100 results, and it might seem slow when it's doing that. You might look at it when it, you know, if you're watching it on the browser, or if you're watching the sort of progress bar stuff, you might say to yourself, why don't you just run this really fast? What we're doing in the background is we are spending some time on the search results pages. So on page 1, we spend, you know, a minute or so there. Then we're going to page 2. We spend a minute or so there. It makes it look like a real, or makes it mimic a real user looking for search results, looking for something relevant to his search. Okay. When he eventually finds our piece of content, he clicks through. Okay. And when he clicks through, and then what happens is we have a high retention view between 89 and 100%. Okay. So we're taking the ranking factor that Brian Dean is talking about, we're adding to it by adding high click-through rate from the search engines, so that we're building relevancy according to that particular search term. Okay, we're building relevancy to that search term. We're clicking through. We got the click-through rates high. We got high retention. Google thinks this is a relevant piece of content. People are clicking through from search results. They're watching the content. We're going to move this up in the rankings. That is what happens, okay? That's the theory. But what we didn't expect, and what we found by accident, was that the links inside that video description, they start to increase for that keyword term as well. So if I have a video link into a blog post that's about, you know, an Amazon product, for example, and I've got some Amazon product name plus review, if that's what I've got from my search term, you will see my blog post start to rise as well, which is really interesting, which we did not expect, but we've seen it time and time again. That is the beauty of Vid Attack Alpha, okay? So that's how we set this up for Rommel. Okay, let me have a look at somebody else's now. So we had David as well, and he has got an affiliate thing going on here for Spin Rewriter. Now he is in Google page, I can't remember what page it was, I think page 7 or something like that, I can't remember off the top of my head, but he's somewhere in Google search results, so we can find him, we can get the high click-through rate, we can increase the views, the retention time. So we put for him 30 views, okay, let's just put that up to 35, 36, okay, 37, so that he's got some decent views, but it's not overdoing it. What we're doing here is we're nudging, okay? If we can see after 37 views that he's on page 2, what we want to do then is we can diversify the linking. Okay, we can do some direct bookmarking from good quality social accounts, and we can do some referral traffic as well, whether we can post in the forum or whether we can post in a Facebook group and get some real people who are interested to go over there, and they will spend time on it as well. Okay, there's multiple things we can do. We can do press releases at this point. We can do a Google News post. There's multiple things that we can do. Okay, and we can even do sort of more aggressive second tier backlinking as well, which will all work. Okay, what we want to do is we're just nudging at the moment. We don't need to go crazy at the moment. What we want to do is to see what every action does, and once we learn what every action does for that particular niche, because every niche and every sort of keyword phrase is going to be different according to the competition of, you know, people trying to rank for that keyword, then we will see different results. And when we know, once we understand what is going on here, we can go after more keywords because we know what it takes. Okay, so what we're doing with this strategy is it's a kind of two-step strategy. almost 3-step actually, because while we set this up here for David and for Rommel and also for Jay, is we run some minimal amount of views, anything between 30 and 50 views, say. Okay, we put a time delay in between. This one's between 3 and 8 minutes, which is kind of okay for launch tracking, especially when it's a new launch. That's not unusual. Okay, just use your own common sense what you should be doing here. If it's a new launch, you can do this even closer. You can do between 1 and 2 minutes if you want to. That would fit in with the traffic that Google can see for a particular keyword phrase if there's a launch going on right now. Okay, so if you're doing launch tracking, you can do a slightly different approach. Again, we got the retention between 89 and 100%. So what will happen once we've run this is we're going to run it again a little bit later. Okay, and what we can do then is we can increase more blog views, but we will go after more keywords, because we should be able to find that we're ranking for multiple keywords at that point as well, because by that time the social bookmarks and the web 2 embeds and the bookmarking of the web 2s, the indexing and the pinging, etc., that will all already have helped, okay, for the rankings. And we can even do a quick Google News post as well with this strategy, just to make sure, okay, so that we can get some syndication happening within Google News sites as well, which can be pretty useful. Okay, so the third one here was Jay, and Jay has a real estate keyword here, and you can see here he's already ranking for 3 real estate keywords, and his video is a little bit older. It's been up for about a year, okay, but he's kind of stuck. Don't think it's moving. And this tool we have seen before moves rankings for anything that's kind of stuck on page 2, page 3, page 4. Sometimes you're sending backlinks and nothing seems to work. We have seen this tool on its own put a piece of content that was stuck on page 3 for 14 months and moved it into page 1 within 48 hours. Okay, you need to give it time to work. It's not an instant thing with the results. It does take a few days before you start to see the results from our testing. Okay, so what I've done with Jay is I put in between 5 and 17 minutes. I'm going to increase it actually between 5 and 59 minutes, and it will just work randomly in the background, and we're increasing his views by 101. Okay, so we can do this slowly, we can do it nicely, but we're not scheduling over days and days and days, although it will take days to run this with that kind of time gap in between, that time delay in between. Again, we set the retention rate to be between 89 and 100%. We know that he's ranking in Google and YouTube. We want to get click-throughs from both of these search engines. Okay, so we have run three keywords. Now what will happen, this 101 views will be divided between these 3 randomly. Okay, one might get 50, one might get 20, and the other one might get like 31 or 41 or whatever the difference is. Okay, so I'm going to save this. Now again, what we're doing is we're going to run some bookmarks. We're going to run some web 2 embeds as well. We're going to bookmark the web 2 embeds. We're going to index everything, all the bookmark links, all the web 2.0 links. They will be indexed, they will be pinged. Okay, and that's how we can do this first step. Now what we can also do at the same time is we can come over to this tool here that is called the blog browser. Okay, this will browse posts on your blogs. Okay, so this one, what we can do is we can go into the editing here. We can just take a quick look, and you can see I'm not going to increase by too much. You can see it's got 29 views, the time delay 14 and 55 minutes. We're going to spend some time on the site to look at between 2 and 4 pages. The number of pages to browse in every view is between 2 and 4. So whatever time I put in here is going to be divided by these. Okay, so if I've got 4 views, okay, divided by 12 minutes, we know it's going to be about 3 minutes on average per view. Okay, I might want to expand that, make that 12 to 18 minutes, which might seem a little bit unnatural, but we can bring it down if you want to, but that means they will be spending about 4 minutes. Okay, so let's bring it down to say 15. That means that we get some increased dwell time, we get reduced bounce rate. Again, we're not doing this with too many views because we've got the video views running at the same time. We start running this maybe a few hours later for the blog views. and that way it's looking natural. It's looking like somebody's watching the video. It's looking like people are coming from video to watch, to go onto the blog. They're spending time on the blog, and again, it's the same message to Google. People are finding this particular piece of content for this particular keyword, and they're clicking through from search engines, and what they're doing then is spending time on that content. It looks like nobody's pressing the back button and disappearing right away, and that way everything is looking real and you get rewarded with higher search rankings. But word of warning, you do need to have good quality content for this. Otherwise you're going to have the opposite effect when you get real traffic. Now, tools like Vid Attack Alpha really should be used to give you that initial boost, okay? And if you have got good content, you will get, it will increase your rankings, and then because you've got rankings, people will come on to see your content, watch your video, have a look at your blog post, and if that content is good, they will spend a bit of time there looking at your content or watching your content. If it's completely irrelevant, if it's crappy content, they're going to bounce back off straight away. So you're going to be fighting with Vid Attack Alpha to increase, where real people are just not interested, and therefore you're not going to make any money, okay? We're doing this for money. We're not doing this for brownie points. We're not doing this for, jumping into the SEO groups on Facebook and say, look, I've got page 1 rankings. It's no good to you unless you're making money, unless you're converting into money or leads or sales, etc. Okay, so we need to have decent quality content so that when real people go there, they're not going to reduce that bounce rate that you've just increased with Vid Attack Alpha. Okay, they're not going to make it that you got a high bounce rate, and Vid Attack Alpha is doing the opposite, because it's a conflict and you won't make any money with that anyway. So think about it logically, and that way you can get the best out of using a tool like Vid Attack Alpha. The content is everything. Content marketing and SEO, you cannot really separate them, because without good content, people won't stay there. You can't make money, and when you get a high bounce rate, then Google can see it. Okay, so just think about why you're doing content and use it properly. Okay, right now, what we will do, I'll just close this off here. What we've done is we have set this up inside a Google Doc, and you can see everything that we've got in here. Okay, this is all the steps that we're going to do, and next week when we come back, we'll have run all of this, and we can look at the current rankings from today and where that has left us in a week's time. Notice that we are not doing huge amounts of views, and that is deliberate. Okay, we do not need to do loads of high numbers of views. We do not need to. We just need to be able to get that initial views in there, increase the dwell time, make people do stuff like they would do if they were watching a video. If it's a good video, they will watch to near the end. If it's not a good video, they will come back off straight away. Okay, so we're just sending those messages to Google with low amounts. We don't need to go into the hundreds, and we can see how that has affected rankings, and then we can do some other strategies as well. Don't forget, we have the bookmarks, we have the indexing and pinging, we have the Web 2 embeds, and they're being bookmarked. All of the links are being indexed as well, and I'll probably put some Google News posts in these campaigns as well, just to get some further syndication. Okay, and we can see what that looks like in a week's time. Okay, so that's really it about Vid Attack Alpha. Now, I am planning some updates for this particular tool, and the reason for that is that whenever we get real people coming, say for example, they're looking for something in the search engines, they do a search in Google for a particular keyword, particular phrase, they click through on a result, they spend a little bit of time. Normally what people will do is they interact. Not everybody interacts, but there is a percentage of people that will normally interact. What I mean by interactivity is they might make a comment on the blog, they might leave a comment on the YouTube video, they might give a social share, they might tweet it to their friends, or they might give it a Facebook like, etc. So we need that third pattern here as well, and that's what we're going to be looking to do as well. And the way that we're going to do this is we're going to get some real social shares. Now, how we can do that? Well, we can buy in places like Market Source to get some social shares from real people. We can go to some websites that we can purchase that as well. There's good quality ones and there's poorer quality ones as well. There's tools like justretweet.com, it's a web-based service. Viral Content Buzz, a web-based service. They are getting real shares from real people. Okay, now I've seen a lot of traffic coming from those particular sites. You know, it's more than 1,000 visits to my blog just from Viral Content Buzz. Okay, and we can tell in Viral Content Buzz because it tells you how many people clicked on their short URL that was being shared. Okay, from all the people who shared within Just Retweet or Viral Content Buzz, I can tell how many have clicked through on the short URLs used. Okay, that tells me I had more than 1,000 visitors to my blog for most of the content that I do for every single time. So you can imagine how powerful that is. Now, with those sites, there are real people using them. There's also a lot of influencers in there using them as well. They want to share great content with their following, and this is the way that they can do it, where they know there's going to be some decent quality content, but it has to be good quality content. Okay, so hopefully we can start to see some of that happening for next week as well. And we've got those 3 elements that we need to make this strategy work. So it's not just the dwell time, we need the click-through rates from the search engines, we need the dwell time, plus we need some interactivity, okay, which we are going to purchase. Okay, until I can build something into Vid Attack Alpha, we need to purchase it. But I would like to build it into Vid Attack Alpha because the more we can automate, the less money it will cost us, and the more sure we are that we can get stuff done and we can keep moving forward quickly. Okay, so that's basically everything that was covered. Okay, we have got a Skype group as well. If anybody wants to join the Skype group, if you connect with either myself or John Curry on Skype, we can add you into the Skype group. We're using the Livestream Alpha Skype group that we created. We can include people in there as well, where we're discussing strategies, we're discussing ways to improve the tools, we're taking feature requests in there as well, and basically we're just being helpful, and some people are posting some good results as well. I had one guy the other day saying that he'd got, for the first time, he's got multiple page 1 rankings from using Livestream Alpha, and that's pretty cool, that the tools can help people to get that kind of success. Okay, so feel free to connect with us on Skype. We can add you into the Skype group if you want to be there. And next week, what we will do is we will come back and we will look at results from running Vid Attack Alpha, and we can decide what we can do from there. And plus we will start to look into proper ways that we can use Web 2.0 embeds in a way that we can build, aggressive backlinking coming from tiered linking systems. Okay, and we can also look at how we use OnlyWire for our first tier social links. Okay, first tier social bookmarking, as well as using IFTTT for tiered linking. Okay, we will look at that next week, and plus look at the results. Okay, thanks. See you later, guys.